Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome to King's Quest 6. I'm really excited to play this, and the Sierra logo at the beginning always just brings joy every single time. So yeah, I've kind of been on this opening screen before, kind of just to test the recording. There's like that little ditty that begins at the beginning that's like 3 seconds long and is very similar to the Space Quest 4 theme, that like do 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 do, that song. So I don't know, I was hoping for like some really awesome soundtrack here, and it was like I'm still waiting for the awesome soundtrack. I've already kind of, well, I clicked the help button thinking I was gonna get like some sort of like settings or controls or whatever, but it just kind of opens this weird tutorial where it's like use the mouse button and here's what the menu does and all this stuff. So yes, I know this stuff already. It seems really similar to, oh, we get the Sierra logo again. Okay, so then yeah, I've played King's Quest 7, which I think is a completely different beast to this. The way that I understand it is 1 through 6 were kind of like the original King's Quest, and then there was a bit of a break, and then 7 was the first one of like the newer generation, and that was like the first one on that released on CD-ROM. This one released on floppy, but then was re-released in 1993 on CD-ROM. So this was like early 90s, and then I think King's Quest 7 was late 90s, which kind of I think put it more in my generation of games, because I was born in like 89. So I kind of missed this one, but it's not impossible that I've played some of it. Looking through the pictures, I don't really notice anything that I might have played before, but I feel like I'm gonna get like some weird nostalgia kick somewhere. So there's this button for opening. I have not clicked that yet, so there seems to be an opening cutscene. Let's watch it.
Long ago, in the castle of a kingdom called Daventry.
Alexander, here you are. Oh, you're still not thinking about Cosima, are you?
I suppose I am.
Son, it's been months. You've got to pull yourself together. After all, you only met her that once.
I know.
Have you discovered anything about the land of the Green Isles?
No. No one's even heard of it. It's like she's just vanished.
I wish I could help. Please try to think about something else, dear.
I'll try, Mother.
I'm pretty sure that mother is the same woman from King's Quest 7 with the purple. I forget her name. I think it was just Lady Daventry or something.
Alexander, I feel so alone. I don't know what to do. Alexander, I wish you were here. Alexander, Alexander, Alexander.
Cosima! Wait! Mother! Mother, come quick!
Yeah, it's the same
Alexander,
lady.
what on earth?
Same voice
You're
too.
white as a ghost.
Mother, I saw Cosima. She was in the mirror.
In the mirror? The magic mirror?
Yes! And it showed me how to find her.
How?
The stars! I saw the stars outside her window. I can navigate by the stars.
Oh, Alexander, if you really go...
It will be all right, Mother.
She got
I
a different
promise.
hemisphere, planet. Jeez. I feel like it's kind of getting me caught up from King's Quest 1 through 5. Very, very slowly. It's quite charming music though. This is going on for a long time. Thank you. I like that water effect with like the pixels. That's nice. I think I've said this before.
Nears the shore. Day turns to night, and the sea turns violent.
Okay. Yeah, I've definitely said this before that the opening cutscenes of like old games are simultaneously my favorite and least favorite part of the game. They're so slow. But sometimes they're delightfully quirky. Like this, I love this. Early 90s was all about rotating 3D text. Ooh, some opening credits. So my hope is that I can finish this this whole game by mid-December, because that's when I'm going to be kind of leaving for Christmas. So we'll see how quickly I can do that. I might also kind of make some of these episodes longer because of that. Alexander awakens to find himself on an unfamiliar beach. For a moment, he has 2 days to remember how he got here. I'm like, my hand's going to WASD, like I just don't know what I'm doing. Then he does remember the shipwreck, the sea. Just as he had seen his men safely into the lifeboats, a gigantic wave picked him up and tossed him overboard into the churning sea. That was the last he'd seen of his crew. Debris from the shipwreck is scattered along the shore, but of the lifeboats and his men, there is thankfully no trace. Thankfully. Oh, like, there's no dead guys at least. Okay. He can only hope and pray that the lifeboat survived the currents and that his men made their way safely back to Daventry. Okay. So, yeah, we got the 4 actions here and the inventory, and then I haven't actually... the detail, volume, and speed. Oh, I might turn the speed up. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, about, play, save, restore, restart. Okay. Yeah, it's very similar to Space Quest. Alexander has no use for the ship's debris. Alexander pushes the plank to one side. A box is partially buried under the sand. Oh, that's nice. There's nothing of interest in that part of the box. I'm clicking on the glowy thing. Takes the coin and leaves the ruined box where it is. Awesome. I have a coin now, and that looks like something. Maybe another coin. His royal insignia ring. Ooh, there are some very specific pixels. Let's look at some stuff. Rocks abound on this lush volcanic island. The ocean appears calm, but there's a dimpling pattern to the surface which indicates an undertow. The wheel from the ship floats nearby. Okay, let's move it on out of here. We can always come back, I assume. There's a city over there. There's a castle over there. Oh, don't make me choose. I'll do city. Actually, I'm going to look at this tree. A hollow in the trunk of the old tree forms a perfect nesting place for wildlife. Oops. Alexander examines but finds nothing of interest. Oops. I think I just tried to talk to the town. Hello. Pawn shoppy. I had this like instinct to hit F1 because that's the one that changes between the modes in Monkey Island. Curios and what's not. Oil lamps, old lamps. Oh, old lamps for new. Let's talk to this guy. Good day, peddler. Good day, sir. If you'd like to get one of my fine new lamps, I'll need an old lamp in trade. Isn't it a rather bad business taking old lamps and giving new lamps in exchange? Well, there's always a chance that I'll find a genie. If I had a genie, I'd be richer than a king. Besides, there's always a roaring business in antique luminaries. Fair enough. The battered wicker chest. Let's open it. Does not interest Alexander. It's probably full of plain earthenware. What about this big old pot? And this says something about books. Examines the large pot. It's currently empty, but a few scraps in the bottom indicate that it is used as a dump site on occasion. Don't want that. Pawn shop window has the words curios and antiques painted on it. What an interesting looking shop. Pawn shop, and this one says Allie's books. Let's go into the pawn shop. That sounds very useful. Hey, Big Bear. Good day. Towering mightily over the other pawn shop curiosities, the stuffed bear makes an ostentatious display. What's the stuff up here that looks pick-upable? An elegant little glass dish decorates a countertop. Dishes full of green mints offered for the enjoyment of customers. I will take one of those green mints. Alexander takes a closer look at the items on the counter. From that tinder box? Sure. What do you desire to give me in trade? The items on the front of the counter are all of equally slight value, worth only a copper or two. They are handy items, nonetheless. So I do have that coin. Is that any value? Most interesting. I've never seen a Daventry coin before, but it is copper genuine enough. I might even find a buyer who's interested in foreign currency. The items on the front of the counter are the only things in the store that I can let go for the price of 1 copper. You may make your choice from there. Okay, what is all of this? The flute? Mechanical nightingale, made of plain tin. Barely distinguishable from the real thing. There was a nightingale in the 7th one as well. The painter's brush. It was well used by one of the island's best painters. There's a lot of creativity in that brush, and its bristles are still in good condition. And this is the tinderbox. Have you an interest in tinderboxes? This one is only slightly battered, holds a good supply of flint, sturdy striking. Yourself with naught else to hold the flame. Oh, they all, I mean, the tinderbox sounds like the most useful one. This is scary. I don't want to pick the wrong one. I might... Okay, so he's going to give me my coin back and I come back for those items later. What about the mints? Pawn shop owner doesn't look like a man to be tussled with. The Curiosities business is just danger enough to require one to develop one's boxing skills. I want the mints. Alexander takes a closer look. I don't want a closer look. Okay, whatever. I'm going to give up on the mints for now. I could look at stuff in here, but it looks like I can only really buy those 4 things. And I want more information before I really commit. Right now I can only get 1. Hello, strange robed man. Hello, I will be right up. Now, what can I do for you? I don't know, let's chat. Books and stuff. Good day, merchant. Can you tell me what this land is? Why, certainly, this is the Isle of the Crown, the main isle of the land of the Green Isles. It's a lot of isles. Thank the fates I knew it was close when we sank, but I dared not hope. Tell me, how fares your Princess Cassima? The princess? She's well enough, I suppose. Is she near? The castle of the crown on the hill, sir. And good luck. Who's a shady-looking fella? Good day, sir. The mysterious old man just ignores Alexander. Okay. Alexander rests his feet for a moment. Picks up and leafs idly through a book called The Changing Role of Court Entertainers Through the Ages. Well, that was refreshing. Alexander picks up the book from the small table. Oh yes, please take that book. You have my most humble thanks for doing so, good sir. Really? Thanks. I'm gonna look at some of my items. Carrying a book from the bargain table in the bookshop. Okay. I also wanted to look at my ring. Alexander's ring is made of the purest gold and has the insignia of the royal family of Daventry on its face. And I didn't look at the coin. What is this little crest? Merchant crest hanging over the doorway. Must be proud of his credentials. An old man occasionally steals sidelong glances at Alexander from under a concealing hood. He's probably fine. Small fire burns in the fireplace, despite the warmth of the day outside. Perhaps the bookshop owner simply finds it comforting. Lovely. I also love these books here as kind of like the setting. That's really nice. I like that. Alright, continuing. I'm tempted to go to the castle because the guy was like, she's right there. She's right at the castle. Just go. Alexander doesn't want to intrude on private property unless he's been invited. Who's this? A young girl in the yard. The girl is dressed in a long, plain orange robe with a thick headdress. From the appearance of her clothes and from a skittish, fearful look about her, Alexander gets the strong impression that she is a servant, or even worse, a slave. The servant girl appears to be stealing a quiet moment tending the rose bushes. She's too far away to hold a conversation. Those just moved. You lazy thing, get back to work and stay away from those roses. I've told you a million times those flowers are too sweet for the likes of you. I have something blocking my screen up there and it's not helping me. You've still got to do the breakfast dishes, make lunch, and clean the stables yet this morning. And get your veil back on. No one wants to look at your face. Yes, stepmother. Oh, we got a nice little Cinderella story going on. That's delightful. We'll just leave that be for now. This is just exploring. This is the exploring phase of just seeing all the cool, obvious stuff and then digging in later when I have an issue. Who's my friend on the boat? Yeah? What do you want? I don't know. Good day, sir. I was just wondering if you owned this boat. None of your business, stranger. Go away. The ferry's out of business. I don't know why I want to know that, but cool. It's like he's like going to a brand new country meeting like, hey, I want to make sure you own this. There's no reason to touch that. Alexander has no need to carry around large rocks. This sticks out. Standing in the island's docks, both the pier and the only boat in sight are in sad repair. The pier doesn't look too bad. Just saying. Okay, I'm going to go to the castle. This looks like a relatively short little section here. 3 areas. Alright, on to the castle. So, here's the thing with King's Quest games that I've noticed, which is they just, what's the word I'm looking for? They just oscillate wildly between like ridiculous fanciful nonsense and like really serious sections where people like die. Like, I just remember 7, there was like this whole thing where like you're in the desert and like you're starving, there's like a ghost and like he's dying and then like you save him, and like none of that is like silly. But then you get to like the like Chicken Little town and it's like topsy-turvy, bull in a china shop, like super fun. So it's like, that's what I remember about this series, and it seems to be still in play. I'm gonna go to this guardhouse. Hello. The little hut is empty. Okay, let's talk to these wolf guard things. Excuse me, guardsmen, or guard dogs. I've been traveling for months to see Princess Cassima. I would like an audience, please. I'm sorry, but the princess is not receiving visitors. I was hoping for a portrait for them, particularly not strangers. I am not a stranger, but I will see what is around and sneak in here, probably, please and thank you. Anything exciting in the bushes? Bushes near the side wall of the castle have been left natural and unsculpted. probably not hiding anything useful. Besides, they are too prickly to examine closely. Okay. What is this? This looks like a thing. Path turns into dirt here and continues alongside of the castle. But that... one big blank wall. Okay. This looks like it should be something, but it's not, and that's okay. I'm okay with one big blank wall. The narrow path ends abruptly at a pile of boulders. Oh. Okay. Is this tree anything? Oh, the vines are too flimsy to support Alexander. Ew. Okay. And there's the window up here. The wall is quite solid. Alexander's hands would give way long before the wall did. Can't reach the windows. Okay. So I would need to find a way for Alexander to climb those vines. Need to find a way around the guard dogs. Oh no, is there not more here? Look like efficient fighters, and there are doubtless more of them inside. Alexander decides not to try to force his way in. Alexander, you're so smart. They take stands in front of the castle doors. They look quite fierce and have the stiff, blank expression of soldiers on formal duty. What are these hedges? Formal hedges and bushes provide a dramatic landscaping for the castle. Probably not hiding anything useful. Okay. So that's the castle. What if I show him my little ring? Alexander decides to show his royal insignia ring to the castle of the crown guards. With all of his papers lost in the shipwreck, it is the only possible calling card he can think of. Good day. I'm Prince Alexander of Daventry. I'm an acquaintance of Princess Cassima. If you could just inform her that I'm here, please. So everyone says. Let me just look at that ring. What does this say, Gruff? Kingdom of Daventry, Prince Alexander, Gruff. Right here while I go see what Captain Saladin thinks of this. He's gonna think very highly of it, I'm sure. What animal is that? The guard returns a moment later with a majestic-looking creature. Captain Saladin speaks with a voice that is gentle, but reflects a will of iron. Oh, it's like a... What's the lassie dog? I forget what the... I don't know dog breeds. I'm so bad. Prince Alexander of Daventry, I presume. Prince Alexander of Daventry, I presume. I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with your country, but I'm sure Vizier Alhazred will want to meet you if indeed you are a friend of the princess. Please, follow me. Gladly. The Royal Vizier. Oh. Lord Alhazred, a visitor to see you. Prince Alexander of Daventry. There's a lot going on here. What is it that you seek, Prince Alexander? Oh, his eyes are really glowing. Pardon the interruption, my lord, but I came to see Princess Cassima. Some months ago, my father, King Graham, saved my family and I from imprisonment under an evil wizard named Mordak. Lots of backstory. The same wizard that kidnapped the princess? Exactly. When my father rescued us, he also liberated Cassima and sent her home. Then your father has my gratitude, and that of the entire kingdom, but I'm afraid I still fail to see the purpose of your visit. Ahem. Well, I came to make sure that Cassima arrived safely, and to pay my respects. Before we parted, she gave me an invitation to visit. I have no doubt she did exactly that at the time, Prince Alexander. However, things have greatly changed for Cassima since her ordeal in Wardak's castle. Cassima's parents both became ill and died when she was gone. Cassima is sequestered in mourning for them, as befits a princess. She is not receiving visitors of any kind. Even if she were, I do not think your visit would be appropriate. You see, it is time for Cassima to take her responsibilities seriously. With her parents gone, she no longer has the luxury to be a carefree maiden. As was her parents' wish, Cassima and I are to be wed. We shall rule the kingdom together. I assure you our marriage is all Cassima wants now. As a prince and a gentleman, it would be best that you leave before there is any further embarrassment. Sounds dicey. I see. I suppose that I was mistaken. I thought for certain that Cassima... Well, I apologize. A young man sees what he wishes to see. I'm sorry you've wasted your time traveling to the land of the Great Isles. May your journey home be swift. Perhaps I will take the opportunity to look around your fair land while I'm here. I would advise against that. The kingdom is rather, shall we say, inhospitable these days. But it is your neck. You may risk it if you please. Captain Saladin will escort you from the castle. Good day. Little sword sheathing going on. This is very, cold. You have had your hearing with the Vizier Ahuzred. I'm never gonna get that name right. I trust you'll respect his wishes and not return. I have been instructed not to let you into the castle again. Good day, my lord. Captain Saladin whispers something to the guard dogs at the castle gate, and they nod with understanding. That could have gone better. Alexander has a feeling they won't be letting him into the castle again. Okay, I'm curious if that like triggered anything on the side now. If like the princess is gonna come out of one of these windows. Or what? Nope. Nothing triggered. Can I go over here? Oh, I can go over here. Can I go like all the way over here? The way is blocked by heavy foliage. Nope, can't go over there. Man, all this reading is making my eyes really tired. I'm gonna go back to the only place I can go back to that village. I mean, seems pretty clear cut. Like she's gonna marry someone else. It's all dandy. I'm gonna try a little bit more with this area. Doesn't want to intrude. What are these tiny rocks? What about this? Beautiful palm trees are beautiful. The palm trees are beautiful, but neither climbable nor obtainable. Actually, let's look at this house. Ooh, I keep clicking the wrong button. Made of stucco in an architectural style native to the island. It is apparently quite old, since climbing vines embrace its exterior. Okay. There are rose bushes back by the house as well as the ones on the fence. Somebody who loves roses must live here. Oh, can I grab a rose? I've been invited to pick the family's roses. Okay. Right. This is gonna turn into Quest for Glory where I take like 5 minutes to cycle through things. The boat didn't have anything exciting, did it? Deserted beach, battered old sail, doesn't look like it's ever going to catch a second wind. Worn wooden vessel has been dry docked on the jetty. The boat is in a sad shape. A hole in the hull and the condition of its boards make it obvious that the vessel is no longer seaworthy. This guy will like talk to me, but not for very long. Also, maybe if I go back into the bookshop, the hooded guy will do something. I don't know why I keep bothering you. Do you care about my ring? Wait, I'm not using it on the boat. Oh, whatever. He just eventually closes the door. And that's fair, as he should, as I kind of awkwardly sift through my stuff. So I have the book, the ring, and money. And the money can buy me a nightingale, a tinderbox, a flute, or a paintbrush. Yes, you'll be right up. It's weird that it starts off like that every time. The small table near the door that bears a sign. The sign has undergone a number of changes. It once read 10 pence. That was crossed out and replaced with 5 pence, then 1 pence, then free. The sign currently reads, "Take one, please." I've already taken one. I can read that, and I can not talk to that guy. Still doesn't talk to me. I'm just thinking if there's anything new happening now that I've kind of... What can you tell me about the Land of the Green Isles? That is a big question, young man. Perhaps you'll be so kind as to first tell me who you are and what you want to know exactly. My name is Alexander. You said that this is the Isle of the Crown, but I'd like to know whatever else you can tell me about this island if there are other islands nearby. The island is called the Isle of the Crown because the royal family's castle is here. Besides the castle, we also have this village and the docks over to the west. Yes, I've seen those. There are at least 3 other islands, the Island of the Sacred Mountain, the Isle of the Beast, and the Isle of Wonder. At least 3. Does no one know for certain? This is no ordinary land, Alexander. The Land of the Green Isles has always been a place of vague boundaries, as if islands come and go. Legend speaks of a 4th island, an island shrouded in mists. I myself have never seen it. Then, too, the Land of the Green Isles is said to exist on the boundaries of this world and the next. Even darker places are reputed to be closer here than anywhere else in the world. It's quite a claim. Claim, yes, but probably just local superstition. We who live here on the Isle of the Crown at least sleep well enough at night. Those first 3 islands you mentioned, how many learn more about them? Ideally, a man seeking such knowledge would travel to their shores and learn about them firsthand. Meeting the leaders of each place would be helpful, naturally. Unfortunately, the ferry no longer runs between the islands. There has been much political unrest and has been too dangerous to travel for years. Perhaps the ferryman can tell you more. He has little enough to do these days, and if you haven't been there already, you might seek an audience at the castle. Thank you kindly, merchant, for all your good advice. Ah, but advice is free, Alexander. Making use of it costs much more. That's really helpful. Business could be better too when people are losing interest in reading these days. It's a sign of the times. Okay, now that was helpful. I should have clicked on him again. Before. I wonder if this guy has more information. So the ferryman, but like, that boat wasn't operational, so I don't know. I don't know. Let's talk to this guy again. Good day, merchant. What can you tell me about the Land of the Green Isles? I can tell you she is in a dark time. Without the ferry, communication between the islands has ground to a halt, and so nearly has my business. Why the long ages of peace have ended, and why the crown has not done something about it is beyond me. But then, I am a shopkeeper, not a politician, and can only hope for better days. Okie doke. So I need to get the ferry back up and running, it seems. So maybe I go back to the ferryman. This guy's just here for lamps. Okay. Back to the docks then. Oil lamps for new. Yes, thank you. If only I had an old oil lamp. I don't. I had to think about it though, just in case. Hello. Hey, stranger, come join me. The water is wonderful and I can show you the way to the next island. Sounds like a horrible idea. A young boy is happily swimming in the sea off the docks. Let's talk to him. Oops. Good day, I'm Alexander. What are you doing in the sea? What does it look like I'm doing? I'm swimming. I mean, come join me. The water's wonderful. I can show you the way to the next island. I mean, that would be lovely, but screw it. Considering the poor condition of the shore, it looks like the easiest way to get in the water is just jump off the pier. Do it. Glad you could join me. Ha ha ha. The powerful currents grab Alexander. Struggle as he might, he feels himself being pulled out to sea. In a good way? Tee-hee-hee. Not a very good swimmer, are you? Help me. Sorry, I think not. Okay, bye. As his head submerges for the 3rd time, Alexander finds himself pondering the wisdom of going out on a limb for a stranger. That looks like death. Alexander couldn't handle those currents. That boy must be an unbelievably strong swimmer. Oh, it's this again. Where I have to save and there's no autosave. Cool. Alright, well this seems like a good as place as any to leave it for the day. I was hoping to maybe play a little longer, but looks like I'm going to have to redo some stuff, and I'm just going to do that on my own. So far this is good. So far this seems like it's going to be easier than Space Quest 4. I mean, anything can happen in the next few hours, but so far this is relatively more straightforward. And yes, I knew I would die there, and I just forgot that I have to save manually. So stupid. Anyways, yeah. This is gonna be a good series. I'm looking forward to it. For sure. For sure. I will apparently be doing a lot more talking than I thought I would. It always surprises me. Unless, like, this earphone, like, has dialogue in it, that would be really, really sad if I go back and rewatch and it's like, oh yeah, there was sound for this whole thing. That'd be weird. But so far I'm just reading everything. And I forgot how hard that can be sometimes, but it's fun. I like reading. I'm not great at it, but I like reading. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you again in the next episode of King's Quest 6. Bye. That's strange. The young boy in the water just disappeared. Oh, well, perhaps he just dove into the water. That's in my replaying. Yeah, I also turned the speed way up. Yeah, I went over to the ferry again, but it was after I talked to the book guy, so the boy was there, but this time I walked away. And that is what happened when I walked away. Carrying on with my replay. Just something new happened, so I figured I'd leave it in. It's a lot quicker, by the way, when you can skip through all the dialogue. 5 minutes, by the way, we're already back where we were. It's so much faster.